We welcome you back to the front page here at UTTV on this Friday morning. We spend Friday morning, or at least a good bit of it, talking about the big legal issues of the week with the law firm of Gomez Iagmin. And here's John Gomez, the partner down at Gomez Iagmin, to talk about a really interesting case that for a lot of you folks who are Toyota drivers or Lexus drivers, you should really pay attention, because even this week, Toyota had a big recall on a Highlander. I think it was a 2011 Highlander and also another Lexus product. And the law firm of Gomez Iagmin is involved in a lawsuit here from a San Diego family. The lawsuit's going to take place up in LA. We're going to find out why in just a moment. Here's John Gomez to spend some time with us this morning. John, welcome back. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
All
Good
right.
morning.
Good morning. And big weekend coming up. You're going to get out there and have a little bit of fun. Usually I give you a hard time about going to the track, but the season closed.
I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I didn't make it once.
I know, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, you're busy. You're busy suing people, I guess, or at least representing cases. Tell me about this case. It's the Saylor Family Lawsuit. What exactly is this case about? I know there's a lot of folks watching. This could apply to them, or at least the kind of car they drive.
Sure. This was a huge case that happened out in Santee. People may remember CHP officers driving a car, a Lexus, with his family, with his wife and his daughter, his 13-year-old daughter, and his brother-in-law. And the car takes off out of control. He's on 911 saying, hey, we can't stop the car, we can't stop the car.
And he's a CHP officer.
Active duty guy.
Right.
In a loaner vehicle from Baker Lexus.
Mm-hmm.
So that single incident, they all four died. That single incident prompts the biggest recall in Toyota history.
Just real quick, what happened? So the car is out of control. He can't stop the car.
Can't stop the car. And so it gets up to speeds of 125 miles an hour, gets to the end of the freeway, barrels through an intersection, jumps and lands upside down, flames, everybody dies.
Everybody dies, okay.
Yeah, terrible tragedy. And so that was a big deal. International news, congressional hearings. Toyota has a big recall. And so we represent the family in the civil case. Toyota settled that part of the case for $10 million. But what people don't know is the case is still going on. And the case is set for trial against Baker Lexus that loaned them the vehicle.
What kind of vehicle were they driving?
It was a Lexus ES 350.
Okay, so one of their little mini SUV type things, is that what it is?
It's a sedan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like a smaller sedan that's part of their loaner fleet.
Okay, so they lent the car to the Saylor family.
Right.
And then what exactly happened? Why was the accelerator stuck, and why was the car doing 100 plus miles an hour, and why couldn't they stop it? What happened?
Right, so there was a lot of speculation at the beginning about why the car took off. There was talk of electronics and that kind of thing. But the sheriffs investigated it along with the federal government, and they found that there was an improper floor mat in the car, an all-weather floor mat with this groove that can kind of catch the heel of the accelerator. And so what we find out is that Baker, there's a good picture right there, that basically shows why the accelerator got stuck. And so what that shows is an SUV floor mat in an ES 350, and so that's what Baker did when they loaned this car to Mark Saylor.
So Toyota, just to backtrack, Toyota settled with who?
With us.
Okay, and then, but given that the Saylor family died tragically in this car accident, where's that money go?
The money goes to the parents of the decedents, and so the Saylor family had lost two of their children and one of their grandchildren, and then Mark Saylor's parents.
Okay, and now you've already gotten a settlement from Toyota, now going after Baker Lexus here in San Diego, because they're the ones that put the floor mat in the loaner vehicle. And can you tell us what you guys are going after?
Yeah, they put that floor mat in the vehicle. That was an SUV floor mat. They'd been put on notice of the problems with these floor mats. Not only did they do that, they had another customer come in 2 days before Mark Saylor. Same thing happened to him. And so fortunately, he was able to stop the car after a run around on the I-15 for 3/4 of a mile. He reports it to the receptionist, and they don't do anything about it. They just put the thing back in service. And so that case, our case, is going to trial in Los Angeles.
Why in LA rather than San Diego?
Because all the cases involving Toyota got put together to be litigated up there. And so we are in the queue up in LA. We'd rather be down here. We'd rather get to trial a little quicker. But that case has now finally been set for trial. January 5th, 2015.
And have you and Bob Baker Lexus had any settlement talks of any kind?
Yes, I mean there's always discussions like that.
Well, I'm curious what their defense would be. What's the other side?
The other side is, hey, this is all Toyota's fault. Toyota.
So Bob Baker Lexus and Lexus and Toyota are the same company, even though they're separate dealerships. But I mean, is Toyota the manufacturer of Lexus vehicles? No.
Right. But Bob Baker Lexus is a dealership, and they are not entirely. They're not getting along good for purposes of this case with Toyota.
Okay, but they're suggesting this has nothing to do with us. This is all Toyota's fault. They've already settled. This thing should be over. Or are they saying Toyota should come back with more?
No, they're saying, hey, maybe we did a little something, but this is mainly Toyota's fault for not having what we call a brake override in the car. And they knew that the accelerator could stick. This is Toyota's fault. Anybody
on the other side, those lawyers for Bob Baker Lexus, blaming the CHP officer, Saylor, I'm just wondering if they're saying, hey, look, you know what? He's an experienced guy. He at no point tried to look down and see if the accelerator was stuck.
Right.
I mean, had he known that the accelerator was stuck on the floor mat, maybe he could have manipulated it with his foot. Is anybody defending it that way?
It remains to be seen. Who knows what they'll pull out of trial, but Mark Saylor, well-trained CHP officer, obviously did everything he could to save his family.
Yeah, you got 4 people in the car. You're doing 100+ miles an hour on the freeway. You're panicking.
You're trying to avoid hitting other cars. The guy's being as safe as he can be.
Yeah, I mean, just
it's hard to second guess a guy like
that. No question. What a crazy story, especially again this week. The news that other Toyota products and Lexus products have been recalled.
Right.
Thanks for sharing that with us. We really do appreciate it.
It's coming up, and I think a lot of people here in town don't know that the case is still going on.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing. Hey, thank you very much, John.
Thanks,
Pleasure to visit with you. GI Justice on Fridays here on the front page.